Impact Wrestling Media Teleconference. This is Ross Foreman, and as we get going, we'll welcome in our dear, close, personal, longtime friend, Josh Matthews. Josh, what's going on?
Hello, Ross. How are you?
Always great talking to you.
It's a pleasure to talk to you as well as we get ready for another Impact tonight. We're just hours away. We did our first Facebook Live multicast from Ohio and Virginia, those two bustling metropolises of technology. Sanjay and I were just live a little while ago, so we thank everyone who joined us. As we were talking about Impact tonight, we went over all the matches: Tessa versus Kira, Jake Chris versus Phantasma, Fallah Bahh and KM, who you guys are going to talk to in just a few moments, against the Cult of Lee, the fallout from the fight in the woods, and then, of course, you have two mega main event matches: Eli Drake versus Moose. The winner of that is going to Slammiversary to challenge Austin Aries for the World's Championship, and then Matt Sydal versus Brian Cage for the X Division Championship of the World. So we're starting to really set the stage for Slammiversary live on pay-per-view Sunday, July 22nd. VIP packages for Slam are still available at shopimpact.com, as are tickets for Monday and Tuesday, the Impact tapings. You can get everything at shopimpact.com. Earlier this week, we revealed one of the events for our VIP purchasers, and you'll get the chance to screen Boone the Bounty Hunter with Johnny Impact as he returns at Slammiversary. So I think that is very, very cool. Just an opportunity and more things that Impact is doing to be more not more fan-friendly. I think we've been the most fan-friendly company in wrestling for the last couple of years. So those are sort of what's going on as we get ready for tonight. And as we typically do. Oh, and one more thing. Tomorrow, we'll scoop for all of you guys. Tomorrow, we'll tease our latest Knockouts photo shoot called Knockouts Back to Basics. That will be teased tomorrow. And then the first knockout will be Kiera Hogan next Friday. You'll see some great shots of her next week. So things are happening, and we're just really excited about what's going on in Impact right now.
All right. Well, Josh, with that, we're going to open up at this point strictly for questions for Josh. If you have any questions, please identify yourself and your media outlet. Again, strictly with questions for Josh Matthews.
Q&A session has started. To ask your question, please press *6.
Hey Josh, this is Riju from Sportkida. So my question is in two parts actually. So in addition to you being an announcer, we also know you as a former Impact Grand Champion. Can you tell me why the decision was made to do away with the championship? And secondly, so there's a show on the WWE Network entitled AJ Styles in TNA. I mean, featuring Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson. And so recently we have seen a lot of these WWE and TNA collaborations. Is it safe to say that the relationship between the two companies is stronger than ever in the past? Thank you.
The first question, as it relates to the Grand Championship, I think it was just something that was the idea of Billy Corgan when he was a part of Impact. I thought it was a cool idea. I liked the concept. It never really took off. I enjoyed calling those matches in the round system. It was different. I thought it was fun. But, as things change and evolve, that formatted match, that style went away, and the championship kind of became irrelevant maybe, or it became unnecessary. So Austin Aries decided to combine it with the World's Championship, and now the Grand Championship has gone away. And, those are just the types of things that happen when new regimes come in, and you see things like that. The second question was about Impact's relationship with WWE. I mean, they used some footage on their network shows, which I think is great. It just puts more eyes on what we're doing. And I think that, with the success of AJ and Joe and EY and all the guys that have gone over and done great things there, I think that it sort of, I don't want to say opens the door, but I think it makes the bridge a little you have less trepidation to go over that bridge than you may have had in the past.
Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com. Anybody who watched 225 saw a great victory for a former pro wrestling superstar in Colby Covington. You experienced some times with him while he was there. You think we'll see him again? And what do you think of him? Because he portrays a bit of a controversial character in the world of UFC, but what were your experiences like with him?
I love Colby. John Hartnett, Dan Lambert, everyone from American Top Team. I think those guys are awesome. John and Colby came up to me in Ottawa, and days of TV are long and can be boring. You get there early and you spend the whole day there, and they said, hey, would you mind shooting some stuff with us? And we're going to, try to get Tyrone Woodley upset and all these different things. And we did a bunch of videos together, and Colby's always been great. John's been awesome. And when he got the fight, the rumor of him getting the fight was online, and I tweeted about it, and John immediately sent me a message, and he said, the fight's happening. It's going to happen in Chicago. And then they both reached out independently and thanked me for everything I did for them to get the fight. And I said, why? I was just there with you guys. Colby ultimately got the fight. He's a Eugene, Oregon guy. I'm a big Ducks fan, so we got along very well. I text him congratulations. I text him good luck, and I've heard back from him, and I wish Colby nothing but success. I hope that we get huge, big money fights with Colby Covington in the future for UFC. He's going to be a star for them.
How do you think he transitioned to pro wrestling? Because it seems like he borrowed a lot from that for the UFC as well.
As it relates to his personality?
Yeah, just him as a character within Impact Wrestling and the stuff he did with American Top Team.
Well, that's the cool thing about Impact is that, we sort of just let Colby be Colby. I mean, they went out there and, for a while, our play-by-play announcer didn't really address any of the guys because I don't think he knew them. But Colby stood out and he's a star, and you just saw him in the ring, and he's gone to New Jersey and did some things out there where he pretended to be Ty Quill and Woodley. It's just funny things. And that's the kind of guy Colby is. And those are the cast of characters that UFC needs going forward. I think they need more people, UFC in general, I think needs to be more pro wrestling-esque in the way that they handle their promotions and the way that they handle their characters. There's so many people that they have, and Cam will speak to this too. He's a huge MMA fan. There's so many people that you watch on these shows, and they're all right, I get this guy. But you need profile packages, personality packages, and you need these guys to get out there and do more.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Hey, Josh, we're going to follow that up with a question from Tony at the Daily Mirror over in the UK. He was asking about Colby as well. Colby Covington's promos are very close to heel wrestling promos, and we see this in other MMA stars as well. Do you feel as though MMA fighters of today rely on watching wrestling or wrestlers to guide them and learn in regards to getting their personalities across?
I mean, they grew up watching wrestling, right? Like we all did. And, I tell my wife all the time that if MMA were as popular as it is today, as it was when I was 19 or 20, that's the life I would have pursued over pro wrestling. It wasn't as readily available to us as wrestling was. And I think all of these guys watch wrestling. They watch these characters that are larger than life, and they have the opportunity to do just that. I mean, look at what Connor does. I mean, he shows up to a press conference and goes in the garage. There's no security, by happenstance to stop him, and he goes nuts. And that's a story right there.
Hey, Josh, how you doing? This is Jeff Martin from High Spot Podcast and highspotpodcast.com. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So basically, with the fallout of the fight in the woods, and we're going to see what happens next. Just have you received positive feedback from that, and are you guys looking to do more stuff like that in the future?
I talk to our creative team a lot, and the one thing that we say is that we make great movies. Impact makes great movies, and you can't argue that fact. And the fight in the woods, it was great. And I love that stuff. And I think that, that is kind of what separates us from everyone else. in the sense that we can do these things and we do them in like one night. It's not like there's, weeks set aside to film this and shoot this and get everything that you need to get done. Like Jimmy and Eric and the guys that go out there and shoot this stuff, like they have one night, one chance to get it. And you're going to see some stuff that took place in Windsor that is going to be just as mind-blowing and mind-boggling as what we saw in the fight in the woods. So I just, so much credit needs to go to our post-production team. And it truly is a team of people that go down there or go out and do these shoots and create magic.
Well, Josh, I know your time was limited, so appreciate it very much. And got a final thought for us?
Just don't miss Impact tonight. And if you haven't yet, and if you guys can help us and get the word out there that VIP packages for Slam and for our TV tapings are still available at shopimpact.com right now. And enjoy the show tonight. Let us know what you think, and we'll talk to everyone soon.
All righty, Josh, I appreciate it. And at this time, it gives me great privilege to welcome, let's just say, a unique tag team that somehow has gone from enemies to friends. Let's welcome KM and Fallah Bahh to the teleconference.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. Yay.
All right. Well,
oh, Bah. Hello, everyone.
All right. Well, there they are. They're both here. Let's start off with you, Cam. How are things going? What's going on in your world these days?
I guess things are going pretty good. Well, I don't know. I'm literally driving right now. I'm on my way to a little bit of a doctor's appointment. I'm getting my first set of knee injections, my gel knee injections. Never had this one done before. Going to try to add some new life into these shabby old 18-year veteran wrestling knees of mine.
All righty. Fallah, how things are good for you, correct?
Things are doing great. I've been healing up because KM's been training me, and, we're ready for tonight.
All right. Well, guys, you got a big match tonight. It's KM and Fallah against the Cult of Lee, Trevor Lee, and Caleb Conley. Thoughts?
We're ready, man. We're a team.
I've trained Fallah. I've trained him nonstop to be the best, to be KM's version of the best, which is better than the best. And I think we're up for the task tonight. Tune in and find out.
All righty. Well, at this point, we will open it up for media questions. If you have questions for KM or Fallah, feel free to get in queue, *6 to get in line. Please identify yourself and your media outlet, and one question alone. Identify who you'd like the question directed at, be it KM or Fallah.
Hey, this is Riju from Sportskeeda again. My question is for Fallah Bahh. You have such an interesting character. Can you tell me how the whole character came about? Thank you.
Hey, so I started out in the business as like a Samoan savage, and I have the look of Yokozuna. And a couple years in, the promoter that I wrestled for in the independents, Pat Buck, gave me the idea to at least adopt the look of Yokozuna. And I've been just using that and mixing in with a lot of like monsters and savages of the past, and just kind of mixing it up and adding my personality towards it. Nope.
I had asked Josh Matthews this a little bit earlier, and he mentioned that KM was a big MMA fan. And I know that you also had some experience with Colby Covington as well. What did you think of his victory as well as his performance within the world of pro wrestling while he was there?
Well, I'm good buddies with Colby. I've been talking to him on a regular basis since when he first came to Impact Wrestling early last year. So I just spoke to him actually earlier today, matter of fact. So I've been along with him the whole process. Like I've step by step on what his plans were as far as And that show that Josh was talking about, where he came to New Jersey and did the Ty Quill thing, that was our show, Pat Funk's show. I put together that entire segment. It was my idea with Colby Covington and Ty Quill Woodley, and we used one of Pat's students to play that role and stuff like that to help him basically troll Tyrone Woodley into getting a title shot. And I mean, Colby, the thing with Colby is he's a massive pro wrestling fan. He's not just taking things that he's seeing in pro wrestling and stuff like that. He's a huge pro wrestling fan. That's the difference. Same thing as Chael Sonnen. They're actually legitimate, real wrestling fans. Colby has openly said when he's done in UFC, he wants to transition over full-time to pro wrestling. So he has that natural, and he's always been fascinated with that heel persona and stuff. But a lot of people think he's putting on a complete show. If you actually meet Colby and you get to hang out with him and stuff like that, you're like, a lot of this isn't really that much of an act, which is the best part about it. When I get a chuckle when people are like, "Oh man, he's trying too hard. He's trying too hard." It's like, you might want to hang out with Colby for a little bit before you just assume that he's trying to put on a complete act over here. He's great. I get along with him. Our personalities clash in the best way possible, man. So, what was the original question? How do I think he is in pro wrestling? What did you originally ask?
Oh, hold on. High Spot, go ahead with your question.
How do you think that he performed as a character, which apparently you say isn't much of a character, what he did on Impact?
Well, I think now that he basically blossomed in the MMA world, in the UFC world, and people see how he really is and his personality shining bright, because a lot of people didn't know him unless you were a real diehard MMA and UFC fan. They didn't know who he was when he was in Impact, whereas right now he's red hot and he's the talk of the town, and he's on every website. He has a championship belt. He won the title. And he's a focal point of the UFC with Ronda, Brock, Conor, Nate Diaz, all these guys out, GSP. Like, they don't have that one solid, John Jones out. They don't have that one solid star where all focus is on them, and Colby's one of those like bullet point guys right now. So I think I would love to see you back. I actually had that conversation with him the other day. I was like, dude, I want you back in Impact, man. He's like, I want to come back. So I really hope, especially right now, more than ever, because, again, I think it would be good on all ends. He wants to be here, and, I mean, it doesn't hurt us to bring him in right now, especially considering how the whole world is buzzing about him. So I think he's great. I think that right now, more than ever, he'll shine way brighter. So hoping to see him back.
Hey guys, this is Jeff Martin from the High Spot Podcast and highspotpodcast.com. This question is for both of you guys. You talk about personalities. How much of your personalities have come through since you guys have joined forces together, and how much of creativity do you guys have when you pitch ideas for you both when you go to Impact Management?
I'll let Fallah go first.
Well, so as far as adding our personalities, I've known Kevin for years, and it's just like we're just joking around, busting. It's just like another day. So it's great to be able to portray that on television, and everybody, production is really good with hearing out ideas and collaborating and everything. So it's always fun, and it's natural to us because we're really friends.
Yeah, and to add to that, when you say how much of it's our ideas and stuff like that, they'll usually give us an outline, kind of, sorta, and I mean they just roll the camera. And again, we've been friends for so long that we just act so goofy. Like what you've been seeing on camera for the last couple of weeks, that's pretty much how we are on a day-to-day basis when we're around each other. So it 100% comes naturally. Like a lot of that stuff outside of the main bullet points of what we're doing isn't really scripted. They kind of just give us free reign to do what we want, and they're usually cracking up behind the camera. We're cracking up on the camera. They have to do a million takes because it's just so funny and hilarious, and it's fun. It's actually fun. This right here, I'm having the most fun since I've been in Impact, so I'm enjoying this one.
I agree. I'm having a blast.
We're going to go to a question from Perry, who writes in, who has been the biggest inspiration in your careers and in the promos?
who's been the biggest inspiration in our careers with the promos?
For both your career and in some of the promos you've done.
I mean, growing up, it was Bret Hart is what got me into pro wrestling to begin with, and then I took likings to guys like Brian Pillman and whatnot. And but as far as promos and stuff like that, I mean, I don't know. I'm a fan of a lot of guys' different work, but I just my mouth's always gotten me in trouble. I can't shut up. I have ADD. I'm all over the place when I talk. I mean, I don't pattern myself after anyone when I talk. I just don't know how to shut up. So I don't know. I don't really have an answer to that as far as promos go. But I mean, my biggest influence is getting into wrestling to begin with were Bret Hart and Brian Pillman.
As for me, my biggest influence obviously is Yokozuna. Studying wrestling, when you get into the business, you kind of find wrestlers that have the same body shape and body size that you have. So a lot of my work has been studying a lot of Yokozuna. I also, unlike Kevin, I'm not really much of a speaker, so it's really hard for me to do stuff like interviews like this. So like promos, it always draw me to characters that really didn't speak, but made a point and a big message at the same time. So like a lot of the Savages, a lot of the old school like monster characters, like I drew to getting into the business and studying. As for inspiration rather. Sorry.
What he meant to say was Bah.
Hey guys, Ryan Bowman from thegorillaposition.com. Both of you guys finally got a chance with Impact after a lot of years working hard on the East Coast. And Kevin, you were even focusing a lot on training for a while. What was it like to finally get that call, and how's life changed for you guys now that you're both big-time television stars?
Big-time television stars. I mean, from when I got the call, I was at 17 years in. I've been 17 years. I have, a cup of coffee of a run with WWE that didn't go anywhere. And, I mean, at that point, I was I don't want to use the word checked out because I was still wrestling and whatnot, but I came to terms, maybe I should say, where I was like, all right, I mean, I'm going to enjoy what I have in New Jersey. I'm going to help out the next crop of talent and whatnot at Pat's school over here. And I mean, I never really, was thinking far ahead of any kind of TV or anything like that. I mean, I already liked it, and I had fun. It was what it was. And then, got the call. Jeff Jarrett called me up on a Tuesday, and next thing you know, I made my debut on a Thursday, 48 hours notice. I signed my contract on a Sunday for 2 years, and I'm like, whoa, okay, that kind of came out of nowhere. So, yeah, it's been fun. I mean, honestly, it's the little things. It's for the first time, my family gets to see me on TV. My dad likes watching it every week. Even though I was there and I did it and I watched the show too, he always makes it a point to text me every single Thursday, hey, Kev, you did great. And then he tells me exactly the segment I did, the match I did, as if I have no idea what I did. And I'm living up in the mountains somewhere, and he's letting me know. But he enjoys watching it, and my family watches, so I think that's cool. But, I mean, yeah, it feels good. I'm not going to lie. It feels good. I feel like I'm finally accomplishing something. It happened a little bit later in life than I would have liked it to. But, better late than never, right?
I mean, for me, it's just a blessing. Going into it like a year ago, when I got the call, I was about 13 years in, and it just solidified all the hard work that at least me and Kevin were doing the past, how many years. Personally, I didn't think any of this was going to come through. I was at a point where I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to do this for fun. And I got the call, and it's mind blowing. Every time I'm there, I'm just blessed and feeling grateful for all the opportunities that are given to me, But, yeah, essentially That's how I feel.
Every time I'm there, the first thing I say is, "Where's catering?"
Oh, same thing. As I'm eating catering, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Fallah, we're going to go to a question that goes directly to you from Mark, who writes in, did your size create unique challenges for you when you got started in the business? And also, what advice do you offer a fellow big boy that wants to get into wrestling?
It made me definitely different. It made me like look at it a different way. You know, a lot of people that I was training with, you know, were more of an athletic build and all that, and I had to approach it in a different way and different psychology. As for a fellow big man, I say embrace yourself, embrace what you are and what makes you different, and just own it. You know, just don't be proud of who you are and what got you to where you're going to go to.
Hi, this is Cody from the Sports Group. My question was for KM. You said that you're on your way to get some gel knee injections. And I was wondering, one, how your knee is doing, and two, if you can discuss a bit of some of the pain management a wrestler has to go through, and when you decide you shouldn't work through some pain.
Yeah, I mean, right now my left knee is bone on bone. I have no meniscus left in it, no cartilage. So I'm getting called orthoflex. Same thing as Synvisc or Uflexo or anything like that. It's a common procedure. You know, it's for arthritic knees or arthritic joints, I should say. They just, you know, put a little gel in between your joints to add some cushion. I mean, I've had it for my whole career. I mean, I've had 5-6 surgeries on my knees. What's it called? I had a torn bicep, broken nose, ruptured eardrum. I mean, I've had a lot of injuries, unfortunately. So everybody always says when they talk to me, they're like, "Oh, you wrestle, so you do that fake stuff." I'm like, "How do you want me to answer that?" You're talking to a broken down 35-year-old. How do you want me to answer that? What fake stuff? You mean the stuff that, you know, I'm aching every day getting out of bed, that stuff, you know? So yeah, it's nowhere even remotely close as fake as people want to pretend it is. It's actually a lot more real than people think it is. So I mean, I'm fine though. I mean, I work out every day. I'm slowly getting in the best shape of my life. I mean, I feel great. I mean, what I'm doing today is just you know, add to it to make me feel even better. I mean, but I'm feeling good. I mean, my knees feel fine, but I mean, I don't know what anything else feels like. You know, I've been going on this for so long, so this is just you know, a little bit extra, make me feel a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. I feel great though. But you deal with pain. Pain's expected. It's not if it happens. It's not maybe injuries could happen. When all the new students join the school, the first thing I tell them, I said, "You're gonna get hurt. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, because you're gonna get hurt." So that's not a question. You're gonna break something. You're gonna tear something. It's a guarantee. So if you're sure you want to do this, expect that. It's gonna come either soon or later, but it's gonna come one way or another, especially if you stay in this game for a long period of time. So, but yeah, I'm fine. I deal with it. I'm a big boy.
Hey, this is Riju from Sportskida again. So KM, I've spoken to you a few times, once in India and once on one of these teleconferences, and you told me about your friendship with Kenny Omega. So he was just in a 7-star match with Okada. Did you watch it? And if so, did you think it was the best match ever? Thank you.
I have not seen it yet. That's on my things to do, but I'm well aware of what happened and what went down. And when I finally saw the results of it and stuff, I mean, I literally almost cried. I was like, I remember I stopped in my tracks because, I mean, a lot of companies will throw titles on people left and right, here and there, and it's not something as special as it should be. Whereas with New Japan and their titles, especially their IWGP heavyweight title. That's. I mean, people hold that belt for years, you know. And for Kenny to win that, I mean, that's massive. It is absolutely massive. He's been breaking records left and right over in Japan, and I don't want to go into the whole detailed history of him and I and stuff like that. We go way back, and I mean, I know his whole story, and it's to see what it actually, how it's unfolded, and what it is right this second, right this moment is unreal. Like, the guy needs his own documentary for his real story to be told, because he was. In 2007, he was done. He was working at Costco, stocking shelves, and he was checked out of the wrestling business. And he literally came to New Jersey, flew himself here. I got him booked on 2 shows, and he just said, like, I just come and hang out and do those shows. And then one thing led to another, and Ring of Honor booked him, and this company, and then it just spiraled. And you fast forward, 10, 11 years later, and he's the IWGP champion. He's main eventing Wrestle Kingdom, and he's the #1 guy in the world. And I was like, this is the biggest Cinderella story I've ever seen in my life. So, yeah, I mean, words can't express how happy I am for that guy.
We're going to go to a question from Roman Ochoa, who writes in, what is the ideal dream tag team match for KM and Fallah?
Whoever has the tag team championship belts.
Damn right.
That's all right. Yeah.
That's right.
Whoever has the belts, put them in front of us.
Honestly, I would like to see a match with us in LAX, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Considering they've had the belts like 17 times, I mean, I'm pretty sure when we get our opportunity, it's probably going to be against them.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, this is Jeff Martin again from High Spot Podcast and highspotpodcast.com. Guys, I guess the ultimate goal for you guys is to become tag team champions. You guys are very creative with your promos. Any thoughts on maybe combining the names of KM and Fallah Bahh, like something catchier? You guys satisfied with just KM and Fallah Bahh?
I don't follow. What do you have in mind?
K-Bahh?
K-Bahh.
F-Fall, F-M, F-Bahh, whatever. I mean, I'm sure if something catches up, I'm not opposed to it, but,
Yeah, I mean, the ideal match, it would be the tag team match, and I guess the end game with us right now would be the tag team championships, right? Okay, you know what? I'm going to shoot something. Here we go. Listen, I'm a proud New Yorker, right? So I'm going to go Joe Namath on you real quick. Everyone knows Joe Namath is a legendary quarterback from the New York Jets. If you don't know who he is, seriously, just Google him. In 1969, he made a prediction that he guaranteed his team would defeat the Baltimore Colts in the World Championship, and they would become the champions. I am going to make that same guarantee that in 2018, I will be a world champion in Impact Wrestling. Put it down. All of you guys listening right now, put it on your website. In 2018, a 100% guarantee, just like Joe Namath, I will be a world champion. Whether it's with Fallah Bahh as a tag team champion or I'll hold a single title, in 2018, I will be an Impact World Champion. 100% guarantee. How do you like that?
Bah.
Well, nothing like going Joe Namath on us there, KM. I appreciate that.
Hey, guys, Ryan Bowman from thegorillaposition.com again. This one's for Fallah. Obviously, you're in a tag team right now, but as one of wrestling's big men, who are some of your dream matches against other performers that are around your size?
Definitely would like to go toe-to-toe with Congo Kong. Abyss is another person that I've wrestled before, but I would like to take it into a bigger stage. Honestly, as of right now, I've wrestled other big guys, in the industry. I think the last person probably left is Keith Lee. But, hoping,
A question coming in from Zach, who wants to know, are either of you going to follow the World Cup? And if so, who are you cheering for?
Nah.
No, not really.
Oh. Yeah. I watch, unless it's MMA or pro wrestling, man, I'm all good. I used to follow basketball religiously, but once Reggie Miller retired back in 2005, I stuck a fork in that one, man. So, nope.
All right. Well, we'll follow that up with a question from Perry, who wants to know: do you two see yourselves getting matching gear, or possibly developing a signature tag team move?
We should get some tag team moves. Actually, yeah, let's get some tag team moves, Fallah. Do something.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the Powerbomb while Fallah sits on you. Matching gear? I don't know. What do you want to see? What about Fallah wearing my gear, my little trunks, or maybe me wearing Fallah's big sumo outfit? I don't know. That would be great.
I'm not opposed to that.
That sounds good. No, yeah, let's get matching gear. Screw it. Let's go full team. I mean, I already guaranteed. I Joe Namath everybody, right? I was Joe Namath everyone. I guaranteed in 2018 championship gold. So, I mean, if we're winning the tag team titles, then we might as well look like a tag team, right? Let's do it. All right. We're sold.
New gear coming soon.
Hey, Riju from Sportskeeda again. So did you guys have a chance to interact with Scott Steiner, and do you have any stories of your interactions?
Actually, you know what? Tune in.
Right?
Just take my word. I'm not going to say when or where. Just keep watching the show, and that will answer your question.
All righty. Well, guys, with that, I appreciate your time very much. We'll wrap it up at this point. We'll open it up for a final thought from each of you. Fallah, go ahead with a final thought as we head into Impact tonight.
Just check us out. Follow me on Twitter at Fallah1, on Instagram at FallahGram1. And if you get a chance, definitely purchase those VIPs. I had a lot of fun in Windsor doing the trivia game. It would be awesome to see what kind of events we have for Slammiversary.
All right. Well, before you give your final thought, I'm just going to update. In Windsor, we had the VIP packages, and one of the days we did trivia. We had five people. We had KM had a team, Fallah had a team, Tessa Blanchard had a team, Eli Drake had a team. Who was the other one? I think we had one other team. And who was the winner of Impact Trivia?
Team Bah. Out of all teams, Team Bah.
Yep, there it was. KM, I'll give you a final thought, but also I got to ask, how do you lose to Team Bah in trivia?
I don't think I just lost him. I think I came in like fourth. I think I lost to many people that day. Okay. Well, at least I'm still undefeated in the ring, though, right? Okay, my final thought. Follow me on Twitter on that unverified account at ImpactKM. Or follow me on Instagram at SuperstarKM, because somebody took ImpactKM. No, actually, no, I wanted K-Impact, and somebody took that because they have KMP Act. It's spelled out the same way. Stupid business guy. That's my account. So Superstar KM on Instagram, Impact KM on Twitter. My Facebook's full, so don't even try it. I'm Kevin Matthews on that one. KMmerch.com if you want to buy some snazzy shirts that I could send you straight from my house. And check out Slammiversary, July 22nd, up in Toronto. The tapings that follow it, the 23rd and 24th. If I got all these dates correct, I believe I do. Check us out tonight as we use the Cult of Lee as the first rung of the ladder, the first stepping stone to the Tag Team Championship belts. But remember, Joe Namath, this year, championship gold, guaranteed. Remember. I promise you. We only like 6 months left in the year. I promise you.
June 14th, KM goes Joe Namath and guarantees championship gold.
There you go. Put it down. Mark it down.
All righty. Well, Fallah, thank you very much. KM, thank you very much. Media, we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Q&A session is over.